Hello. Welcome to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, where we get to have deep conversations with high-minded individuals right in the smoothest city in the world, Rochester, New York. I am your very knowledgeable host, Sony Blaze. Welcome to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. Today on Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, we're talking about you gotta have that tunnel vision, man. Just like, when you're driving, you have tunnel vision. Now, whether it's good or bad depends on you. Right up next on Deep Bites with Sony Blaze. Or not Deep Bites, Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. That's the time for you to watch Deep Bites anyways. We'll be right back after these breaks. What up? Welcome to my corner of the universe. If you want to sit there and advertise for Deep Talk with Sony Blaze and have your products or services be placed here, let us handle it for you. So doesn't matter if you're a small business, you're a big business, you got products, artworks, whatever it is, let SBC handle your workload, okay? Let us handle your workload. So go ahead and email us at sonyblazecorner.com and we'll get that to you as soon as you can. Peace. Hello, and welcome to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, where we get to have deep intellectual conversations with high-minded individuals right in the smoothest city in the world, Rochester, New York. I am your very knowledgeable host, Sony Blaze, and welcome to Deep Bites with Sony Blaze. So today, I decided to actually do something a little different. We ain't gonna walk over here. We're gonna walk somewhere else. So, with the show, one thing I usually do is I do a recap on the episode of Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. But today, I decided not to actually do the recaps, and also I decided not to actually record at my desk today. I'm actually decided to do this intro while I'm out and about, and also do the other segment as well too, because I want to start to mix it up with Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, keep it very interesting for me to do it each and every Wednesday night, and I see the excitement of Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. Wow, I just cannot speak today. I cannot speak today. So, anyways, let's talk about, I want to talk about this while we're at it. First of all, and before anything else, if you want to cut ahead to the subject itself, right there, you just click the thing down there, or the card, or just click the timestamp below to get straight over there, and we get straight talking. But anyways, I want to talk about a little bit more about the in-between, because that's what I'm dealing with when it comes to content creation, doing Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, streaming on Twitch, and putting out content every day. It's an uphill battle. I'm gonna be real with you. It is a uphill battle that only the strong survive, and I've been doing this for so many years, like on and off for so many years. I sit there, go into it, go up that hill, get my ass kicked, drop all the way back down, pick myself back up. Just depends on how long it takes. Go back up, do it all again. And when it comes to this right here, not in particular content creation, but mainly in particular of anything that you're doing in life, you're going to have to sit there and deal with those uphill battles a lot. I've been dealing with a lot of uphill battles, and of mainly just, and one of the main issues that I have is, but I don't mind it though, it's an issue that I don't mind, is doing it on my own. It's a challenge for me, but that's one of the things that I have to deal with, and that's the thing that you're going to have to deal with when it comes to anything in life you're trying to do, any challenge you try to achieve, anything that is worthwhile within that path wherever you're going to take. And if that path is content creation, you're going to deal with, you're going to deal with a lot of silence. You're going to deal with a lot of days nothing's going on. A lot of times that you're probably going to cry. A lot of days that you will cry. A lot of joy, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of pleasure. And you're going to have to deal with it all in that path that you're trying to climb up to. And oh boy, sorry, I'm running across this road. Woohoo! That was a little bit too dangerous. Next time, let's not do that. So, it's like that. And as I continue on this walk, I'm still learning, or this is still like a experiment as well too. So hopefully whenever we do these intros, it'll be a lot more better. And I probably should be more stationary as well too, because this is something new and now I'm getting tired. Well, I'm not that out of shape. I'm working with it. It is what it is though. So if y'all liking this so far, if y'all liking the way that I am evolving Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, please let me know down in the comments, because it lets me know now I'm doing the right thing. And I see it in the future that I'm about to do a lot of things. And one thing that I really want to do is I want to actually spread out in Rochester and beyond as well too, and actually start to promote a lot of businesses, actually start doing some of these episodes in certain businesses, certain areas. I want to do a lot more when it comes to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. So if y'all know some businesses that's out there who want to actually work with me, please let me know down in the comments. I would love to. Also, if any businesses want to work with me on Deep Bite, that's something that I'm working with as well too. Oh, I have to say this walk is very, very invigorating. And we're going to do this all the time in Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. So once again, be prepared to see something else. I might change it up again next time, but at least when I'm doing these episodes by myself and I don't have a guest, I'm like I said, I'm gonna do something like this, maybe the recap, but I don't like doing the recap over and over again, because I don't want to just rehash the words that I just said on the previous episode, and I want to say something new. So at least for now, we're just gonna put down the recap. But if y'all do like the recap, please let me know down in the comments. They say we want the recaps again. Still trying to figure it out. So anyways, I guess it's gonna be it for the intro. Like I said, this is just a test run, not just a test run, but a pilot part of it. And we're gonna continue figuring out exactly how to add in more air and what to talk about. Because mainly what I'm probably going to talk about is just, everyday life and whatsoever before we get to the serious stuff. Anyways, be right back. Peace. What up, Sony Blaze here. Welcome to my corner of the universe. Just to let you know, I do other content in the internet, not just content in Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, but also I do broadcast live on Twitch every day for pretty much a good amount of time. So go ahead and join me on twitch.tv/SonyBlaze333. Once again, it's twitch.tv/SonyBlaze333. And it's going to be up in the link's going to be in the description, and the link's going to be somewhere here. Welcome back to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, where we get to have deep intellectual conversations with high-minded individuals right in the smoothest city in the world, Rochester, New York. Oh, sorry about that. I am your very knowledgeable host, Sony Blaze, and welcome back to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. So, hopefully I enjoy the new
intro that I'm going to do, because I decided I want to do something a lot more different when it comes to the intro, and just instead of doing the usual recap. So basically, it's going to be more of my thoughts and what's going on with, and whatsoever, and it's going to be a little bit more spread out when I actually do these. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the conversation of you have to have tunnel vision when working on yourself. So now, doesn't matter how you came upon when it comes time to actually, or I won't say work on, but when you're on the path of working on yourself. That's what I was trying to get at. But when you're on that path of working on yourself, when you're on that road, that whatever you want to call it, but whenever you on that goal of working on yourself, one thing you have to do, and one thing I've been learning myself, is you have to have that tunnel vision when you're working on yourself. And what I mean by that, and also I believe we're going to actually discuss even more about that later on, but to get back to it, what I mean by having that tunnel vision, you have to have that the sight, the vision, the vision, the sight, to have that one goal, and that's it, and have it to the point that you only see that, and you're going to complete it, and you're going to do whatever it takes. Well, not whatever it takes, but whatever it takes to actually get that goal done. Now, while you on that path of working on yourself, thing is, it's not going to be easy to really just jump on that tunnel vision. It takes, because tunnel vision will, and regardless what it is, it's an actual skill to develop. So you just can't just simply go to some type of activity and bam, you're gonna have tunnel vision just like that. Now, the thing about tunnel vision is, as for myself, well, my opinion, is a very easy thing to learn. But even though it's a very easy thing to learn, it's a very hard thing to actually master, for you to do, to have that tunnel vision, to really master it and actually go deep into whatever you're trying to do, whether you're trying to be a singer, if you're trying to be a content creator, you're trying to be a streamer, trying to be a rapper, try to sit there, make your own business, maybe a construction, whatever it is, though, man. It's just, you just have to have that skill of tunnel vision to be able to get there and have that successful career or successful path. Now, focusing on only you. See, the thing about tunnel vision, and sorry about that, and let's actually sit back though, because I was getting a little bit too hype. When it comes down to it. So, like I said in the other previous episode, I want to get deep talk with Sony Blaze to flow even more. So we've been working on that even more and more. And also, I didn't wear the shirt because I do have to change it up because I got that one shirt. But I'm still getting into TMMG, man. What's up, though, man? Y'all need to hit me up. So y'all go ahead and tag TMMG onto this video, because what's up, man? I'm ready to actually I'm ready to be a brand ambassador here on Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. But back to the discussion about tunnel vision. Now, the thing about tunnel vision is you focus only on you and you drop everything else. That's the thing. Once you on that tunnel vision. So basically, it's just like it's just like, driving it. When you have tunnel vision when driving, when you have tunnel vision, you only see what's in front of you. And we're gonna go deeper into the analogy, and basically this is what it's based on. So when you on that path, you have to, when you're working on that, only focus on yourself. Just focus on yourself. Focus on your goal, and keep that in line, and drop everything else. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter, what this person did the other day to you. The money that you owe. Your significant other broke up with you. Someone died and whatsoever. You just have to sit there, drop everything. Just drop everything else, and just keep focused on that one thing. And whatever that one thing is. That one thing is being a successful content creator, being a successful singer. And the thing is also, when it comes to success, that's I forgot what's the term that you use, but it values or of what success means to you. But whatever it is, just go in there and do it as hard as you can, man. Just as for me, I've been getting better with tunnel vision as well too. Just how to just really navigate and just get into what I need to get into. So, and also one other thing as well too, while we go into this, and before we go into this, how many of y'all so far have been getting that tunnel vision and really actually putting in your goals? If you want to go ahead and answer that, please put that in the comments. If you don't, just leave it alone. But now, when you're at that process of just really focusing on yourself and having that mindset, that tunnel vision, the thing is, because a lot of people, they're going to actually say a few things to you. They're going to be like, why are you doing that for? Why are you being, selfish? Why are you only worried about yourself? I'm going to tell you like this. You are not being selfish when you're on that point of having that tunnel vision of getting towards your goal. You're not being selfish. Now, I would say it like this. Actually, I would say it like this. Especially if you're doing it for you, doing it for yourself, there is nothing wrong with being. There's nothing that you're doing that is selfish, because you're just doing it for yourself, and that's it. Now, with other people's perspective and depending on why you're doing it, yeah, you may become a villain of their story, of their perspective, and it is what it is. But like I said, don't even fret about it. Don't even worry about it, because you're working on yourself. You're sitting there actually putting in the time and effort to go ahead and having the courage to go up and actually work on yourself, to actually do something a lot more productive within your life and the time that you have. So if somebody say, man, you being selfish, man, you only worried about yourself, be like, fuck it. Obviously don't do that, but that's, but y'all know what I mean. So just focus on what you got going on, and which yourself and your vision. And y'all can see I'm just a bit of struggling, but we're going to keep this on there because, like I said, I'd rather have these episodes be as real as I possibly can. Now, obviously, I will do what I need to do to, make the show a lot better, because I do enjoy actually doing Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. But also let me know how I am working on these episodes. Just let me know down in the comments if I'm doing a good job or not. Please let me know. So anyways, that's it about this segment of Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. Also, if you just follow me for the first time, if you just joined me for the first time, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Anyways, thank you for joining my corner universe. Peace. All right, one more second. Shop at TMMG, the premier Haitian fashion store for all Haitians by Haitians.
What up, man? Sony Blaze here. I'd say, man, I like TMMG. You doing a great job. Make sure y'all go ahead and support them. Support them. Get yourself a dashiki shirt or whatever type of fashion sense that you want in there. Anyway, just tell them Sony Blaze sent you. Peace. Hello, and welcome back to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, where we get to have deep intellectual conversations with high-minded individuals right in the smoothest city in the world, Rochester, New York. I am your very knowledgeable host, Sony Blaze, and welcome back to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. So, we're out here at the, I can't remember, I think the Village or something like that. I'm gonna get started eventually, get the names before I start recording, so y'all know exactly where I travel to and whatsoever, and check out the scenery and whatsoever. So, yeah. So, let's talk about it though, man. Whew. There's gonna be times where you are doing certain activities, like you want to do activities, and you want to achieve them. Whether you want to achieve them in a certain amount of time, or you want to sit there and just achieve something in regards of what it is or how you want to do it. There are certain methods to actually go ahead and to get the energy, the focus, the whatever you want to call it, to get that achievement done and whatsoever. And one of the main things, let's go ahead and sit over here. One of the main things that you got to realize this is tunnel vision. The act of tunnel vision. When you have tunnel vision, basically what you do and what you get into is a flow state. You're pretty much on a flow state when you have that tunnel vision. When it comes down to it, let's move on. Whenever you're, so just think about it this way. Whenever you're on an activity or something, and when you're on doing the activities, there's going to be times that once you really get into it, whether for some reason like the music, or you probably did something, or whatever it is, but just the combination and environment just sat there and really enhanced the experience, that all of a sudden the only thing you see is your goal, and you started doing some amazing ass shit. So, and that's what happens when you have that tunnel vision, and mainly tunnel vision is a flow state. Yes, it's a flow state, or best way to say it's a certain kind of flow state. Now, when you have tunnel vision, also you maybe is a good way to think of it. Maybe it's more like the line of brute force. Maybe not. I guess, or I guess not. But when it comes down to it, once you hit that, that flow state, once you be in that tunnel vision, you only see your goals. That's it. You only see your goals. You only see what's in front of you, and you're going to keep on sitting there and doing some amazing things until you end up crashing and burning. Because let's be real, when it comes, the term tunnel vision came from driving, and you shouldn't really have tunnel vision because it gets really dangerous. And I don't have it, more of exactly what tunnel vision does, like when it comes to driving sense, but we can still use it as, as positive as we can when it comes to activities and whatsoever. But anyways, yeah, just think of it that way. Just think about how flow state is and what it can do for you and whatsoever. But anyways, we'll be right back. I'm about to go to a different place, and see you in a bit. Welcome back. So let's talk a little bit more about having that tunnel vision when you're trying to actually do something amazing, when you're trying to do something great. See, the thing is, though, when it comes to tunnel vision and having that tunnel vision, look, can I be in here? Yes. When you're having that tunnel vision, And it's a good thing to have it. There's nothing wrong with having tunnel vision whatsoever, but it's not good to always be on that mode. It's not really good to always be at that mode. Because let's go back into the example where where it pretty much came from, where tunnel vision came from. So mainly, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm just this is just stuff that I know or heard or whatsoever. Is not a definite concrete definition of it or whatsoever. But let me see if I can put this right there. There we go. Oh, bam! There we go. So the thing is, when it comes to tunnel vision, when you're actually driving, it comes from the moment like you get so focused, and I believe when you're driving, that is, and when you're driving, you go into it. Well, okay, all right. I think it basically they use the example as a car going through a tunnel, and you only see what's in front of you and nothing else. And when it comes to driving, when you have tunnel vision, you only see what's in front of you, not around you. So there's a good chance that a mistake or accident may happen because the only thing that you see is right in front of you. And when it comes down to it, you hello.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So when you focusing and when you driving and whatsoever, mistakes can happen, and that's how it is as well too when you're doing it as whatever activity that you're trying to do. You sit there and you go ahead and have that focus, that drive, and then you sit there and you so focus on your goals, so focus on your achievements that you end up pretty much forgetting, or I won't say forgetting, you pretty much disregard what's around you. Like you pretty much disregards everything else, and you tend to actually accumulate a lot more mistakes than you really should have. Now, like I said before, having tunnel vision when you're doing some activities, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, as for me, I tend to actually do that a lot. A lot of times I sit to have that focus, but you have to learn how to, break it down or break it apart or just break it and pump those brakes, because at the end of the day, you could easily crash and burn if you're not aware of what you're doing and focus. Let's be real. It's great to have, but you can easily crash and burn. So please be careful when you're using that mindset, because it's a great mindset. It's a very effective mindset, but it could be dangerous as well too. Yep. Anyways, let's continue on. Beautiful how they cut off when I was really getting into it. So, and that's a great example of what I mean about you got to be careful with whenever you have that tunnel vision, because you can't make mistakes. I just accidentally turned off the camera, not even realizing it. So, as for me, whenever I do happen to get tunnel visions and whatsoever, I get amazing. I start to do some amazing ass shit. I mean, and I love the feel of it. I love the techniques that you can actually pull off when you. Best way I could say when it comes down to it, you just turn off your brain. Because when it comes down to it, when you do have tunnel vision, you pretty much turn off your brain, and you just, or I should say, turn off your conscious mind, because then and allow your subconscious mind to take over. So that's pretty much what it is. And like I said, I love that, man. I just love that feeling of just getting focused and doing some amazing things when it comes down to it. And like I said, for me, I often get into that state of mind of tunnel vision, that state of mind of just having that one goal, or just doing it until completion and just only focus on that. Now, since I experienced the negative part of it. Like, as for instance, a great example is whenever I sat there and get deep into that state of mind of that tunnel vision, I tend to forget what time it is. I sit there, get so focused on whatever I'm doing, I end up, forgetting the time it is, and I lost track of time and everything. Another thing is when I get towards that, state of mind, that, tunnel vision, I forget about everything else completely, and all I see is the goal. That's all I see is just the goal. And the thing is, like I said earlier, it's not a good thing to be on that state of mind, because you may never know what happened, and also a lot of mistakes will accumulate. It will accumulate because you're not paying attention. You're not being more aware of it. All you're just doing is basically, another good way to think of tunnel vision is auto mode. You're pretty much going on auto mode. That's it. Nothing else. You just auto mode. So whenever certain surprises that happens that you didn't account for, that's when those mistakes really becomes big. So, and I know this from experience, because there be times that I get so deep into the auto mode, the tunnel vision, that flow state, that I end up doing something irreparable, and then bam, shit starting to fuck up. Shit starting to go backwards. Shit starting to go up and down, and it happens like that. It happens. I wish it doesn't, but it happens. It is what it is, though, man. It is what it is. But anyways, that's about it for this segment of Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. And if you just joined me for the first time, make sure you go ahead and smoothly tap that subscribe button, just smoothly there. And also, if you want to actually let me know down in the comments, if you want to go ahead and let us know, like, what's some of the mistakes that you have done when it comes to your tunnel vision, when you try to do whatsoever. Let us know down here. Anyways, thank you for joining my corner. We'll be right back after these breaks. What up? Welcome to my corner of the universe. If you want to sit there and advertise for Deep Talk with Sony Blaze and have your products or services be placed here, let us handle it for you. So doesn't matter if you're a small business, you're a big business, you got products, artworks, whatever it is, let SBC handle your workload, okay? Let us handle your workload. So go ahead and email us at sonyblazecorner.com, and we'll get that to you as soon as you can. Peace.
Welcome back to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, where we get to have deep intellectual conversations with high-minded individuals right in the smoothest city in the world, Rochester, New York. I am your very knowledgeable host, Sony Blaze, and welcome back to Deep Talk with Sony Blaze. So, yeah, when it comes to tunnel vision, man, and, well, that is something that we all need to actually, a skill that we all need to actually get in and learn. But to get back to it, so in order for you to have that, tunnel vision and really be successful with your tunnel vision, it's like this, though. What you need to do is only focus on one goal at a time. Focus on one goal at a time. Because if you're focusing on 3 other goals, 10 other goals at the same time, when you're trying to have that tunnel vision, it's not going to work. Because your attention will be spread out in so many places that you won't be able to go ahead and focus on the one main goal that you have. So I'm going to say this once again. Only focus on one goal at a time. So if your goal is to be if your main goal is to be a successful YouTuber and whatsoever, then choose to make it more simpler for yourself. If you're trying to be a YouTuber, or we can use any example. You can say a streamer, or let's use a singer. So, and I was trying to say streamer, but I said singer. I guess somebody wanted me to be use singing. So, if you're trying to have tunnel vision as a singer, now I'm not, a professional singer whatsoever. So this is just my thoughts and my opinions, okay? But I'm just giving you an example that what I think of it so far. But to get back to it, so one goal that you could have is doing at least one song per day or something, or if that's too much, one song per week. If that's still too much, one song per month, and then just have that tunnel vision. Be like, okay, I must complete this one song that I have, and I only have this certain amount of time, and just only focus on that. Don't focus on having 3 songs, especially if you're not ready for that, or focus on that one song and then channel art. That's not going to work because your attention is spread out in so many places that all that energy that you could have to make that one song is gone. So focus on one goal at a time. Now, when you're in that process of focusing that one goal and doing what you need to do, there's going to be some times that you're going to continue to work, and then when you continue to work, you're going to crash, and burn out. And that's the thing about, like I said earlier, when we was getting into some earlier points about having the tunnel vision, it's not always good to be on that mode all the time. And the thing is, you're going to have to know it. You gotta have to know when it's time to press those brakes. Press those brakes, be like, and just slow down and stop. You have to learn. So best way I can explain that, because like I said, I tend to have tunnel vision a lot of times, is when you at that point when you feel like, okay, is this too much? That's could be, or it could be something else. But that could be one sign that something tells you, all right, it's time to actually break this focus and calm down and chill out. That's one thing. Or another way you can think of, and especially if you notice this a lot, if you're on that focused tunnel vision and you just see something, and then all of a sudden you start to notice mistakes starting to happen over and over again. Just simple mistakes. First it's something simple, and then become larger and larger. Once it gets to the point that it's starting to like you see a few too many and starting to get a little bit bigger, that's when you should stop and press those brakes when it comes to having that tunnel vision. Because let's be real, like I said earlier, it's not always good to have that focused state of mind, because eventually you're just going to sit there and just crash. You're going to crash and burn or something, or you're going to make a mistake that cost you a lot of progress. So learn how to sit there and push those brakes and just slow the fuck down. just slow down. Now, in closing, when it comes to life, when it comes to sitting there and going for a goal and whatsoever, there's going to be times that you need to go ahead and develop something as a tunnel vision. And when you have tunnel, and you're going to need tunnel vision when you're on that process of working on yourself and whatever you're working on. It doesn't matter what you're working on, but you're going to have to have that tunnel vision. Now, when you have that tunnel vision, and basically what it looks like is mainly, it looks like when you only focus on you or on your goal and you drop everything else. You drop everything else. You don't see nothing. You don't see this person. You don't see that situation. You don't see this tragedy. You only have that one focus, that one goal on your sight. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And you're going out and you're pushing it and you're doing everything that you can. Now, the thing is, you are not being selfish when you focusing on yourself and when you sitting there and having that tunnel vision. You're not being selfish. You're just sitting there working on yourself. Now, even though you're not being selfish, you're not, and doing that with, hopefully you're not doing that with any, negative intention. Some other people may actually look at it as you being a villain whatsoever, but don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. Just, push them to the side. As long as you're working for yourself and you're doing that, for your betterment of yourself, that's fine. Now, when you have that tunnel vision, you're pretty much in a flow state. And that's what's pretty much what I think of how you get into when you get into a tunnel vision. A flow state, a state of mind, a state of flow to sit there and doing these incredible things for the goals or for yourself that you are targeting. And you just sit there and just get in that mode and just put it down. You just like just kill it. Just now, as of getting into the focus and whatsoever, it's not always good to be on that mode, because just like a car and whatsoever, when you have tunnel vision, because it's not really good to actually have tunnel vision in a driving sense, because the thing is you pretty much focus on the road up front of you, and the thing is you tend to be blind of what's going on around you and around the environment. So when it comes down to it, it's not always good to be on that tunnel vision, because the thing is, the only thing you see is your goal. So every once in a while, take a break. And as for me, I tend to actually go, not just go, but have tunnel vision pretty much often. I sit there and just get into something, and then bam, for some reason I get caught into it, and I just start to flow, and I just be like, and it happens, time to time. Now, to order for you to really master or get into the point of tunnel vision, focus on one goal at a time. Don't sit there and spread your attention to every other goals or what's going on with your environment. Just spread your attention to that one goal and that one goal only. And while you're doing that, know when it's time to actually press those brakes. Know when it's time to actually break the tunnel vision that you have. And one way to really know that it's time for you to take a break and get out of that vision is when you start to making mistakes and start to pile up. Hold the brakes. Chill out and calm down. Just put that mindset down. Put that mindset down. You'll be okay. But anyways, that's about it for Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, and hopefully y'all like the new intro that I'm going to do whenever I don't have a guest. Like I said before, I want to actually keep evolving Deep Talk to with Sony Blaze till I get to the point that the flow of it is just like that, and also most of the time whenever I do Deep Talk with Sony Blaze, it's just one take. So I want to know your opinion on having tunnel vision. Is having tunnel vision a good thing or a bad thing for your goals? Please let us know down in the comments right now. Just go right there. Yeah, that right there. But anyways, thank you for joining my corner of the universe. If you're not a subscriber on my channel, go ahead and become a subscriber. Give it a nice little slap, and also like the video if you think this video is very inspirational. So thank you for joining my corner of the universe.